All right, we're going to learn how to use uh, Google Sheets today instead of Excel. So first, you're going to go up here when you're at Google to Google Apps. You're going to go to Sheets. We're going to go to Blank. And this is where you're going to input your data. So I'm just going to make up some data right now. So we're going to pretend that we were doing something with time in seconds and distance in meters. And I'm going to go ahead and I don't know. So let's say we recorded every second for 6 seconds and we started at 0. All right, so pretty straightforward data. What we want to do now is we want to turn this into some kind of graph. So we're going to highlight our data and we are going to go to Insert and we are going to insert a chart. And when we insert a chart, we get Customize. I'm gonna just get rid of that. So there's different kinds of charts. I know it's already made it a line chart because it's linear, but we're not going to do that because not everything we do is going to be linear. So we're going to do scatter plots, a scatter chart. So you notice it still looks the same. It's in a straight line. It's just your points instead of a line. All right, so a couple things I want you to notice when we're here in setup, we made a scatter plot. If you go down to the bottom, it is already defaulted to using row one as headers, so you don't have to label your X and your Y axis. It's already labeled for you. So when you are putting data into Google Sheets, put your headings in, put your, your independent and dependent variable in, and then Google Sheets will just take that. I also put the units and there they are. I don't have to do anything. All right. What we want to do now, we see it's linear, but what we really want to happen is we want Google Sheets to write an equation for us because we can then use that equation to interpret our results. So to do that, you're going to come up here to Customize. You're going to go to Series, and then you're going to scroll down a little bit, and we've got some options here. Error bars, which we're not going to use. You might find later on if you are taking a science class in college, they might want you to use error bars, so that's an option already. We're going to add a trend line. And all it's done is connect our dots because it is linear. There are other options, exponential, uh, polynomial, logarithmic, moving average, but this clearly looks linear, so we're going to go ahead and do linear. We're not going to label, actually we are going to label the line. We're going to use equation. So what we want to happen is we want Google Sheets to write a best equation for that line. So you'll notice it's already replaced the y with what's on the y-axis, which is distance. 10 is your slope. And we'll talk more about putting units on the slope, or we've already talked about that perhaps. And then it's labeling this as x, but obviously in this case it would be time instead of x, but it gives you a good start for your equation. It's also put a title on it. I don't particularly like this title. So we're going to go ahead. You notice when I clicked on it, it opened up chart title and axes. I'm going to change this. I don't know, walking speed of Miss Mauer, which clearly isn't because I cannot walk 60 meters in 6 seconds. That's like 180 feet. Maybe if I ran, I don't think I could, even running. So that's not a realistic title, but we're going to pretend that's what we did. And then you can obviously change your title, your colors, and the fonts and all of those kinds of things. You don't really need to do any of those things. So just a quick reiteration. You put your data in, please put in headings because Google will take those headings and put them in. Once you have your points, because we're going to use a scatter plot, you're going to go to series, you're going to go to customize, you're going to go to series. That's where you add your trend line down at the bottom here. And you also are then going to put a label on it and you're going to label it with the equation. And Google Sheets will write the equation for you. You're going to have to do a little bit of rewriting to turn it into an equation for this particular data set, as opposed to just a y equals mx plus b data set. but the bones of it are there for you to use, and then you can modify it as you need. I hope this was helpful. You can watch it obviously as many times as you need. I will make sure it's available when we do all of our labs. So if, in case you forget how to use it, you now know how to use Google Sheets to visualize your data and write some equations for it.